Hello and welcome to Ask the Expert Anything, our special segment of the RinggitPlus show where you ask our financial experts anything. This episode we have Priscilla, our certified financial planner, and Priscilla, I before we start on this episode, I want to share with you something that I always thought was one of my big mistakes when I first started working. We're in this topic, right? First fresh graduates. When I first started getting my job, one of my friends from like primary school started getting in touch with me and said, "Hey, congrats on your new job." Da, da, da. And then they started telling me like, you start thinking about like, you know, getting some insurance, to protect yourself. Da, 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 da. And like, he kept telling me like, at the time I didn't know any better, so I signed up for a life insurance plan with him when I was like in my first 6 months of starting a job, and um, you know fast forward like 10 plus years now, and I'm starting, now that we're here, I realized that may not have been the best you know solution at the time, and for now, with all this with more fresh graduates obviously coming in the workforce, it sounds like this is not something that they should be looking at doing, and because there's something more important when it comes to insurance, right? Your first insurance plan should not be a life insurance policy. You shared that before in the academy sessions, I remember. So maybe you want to share a little bit more about like why you think a medical insurance policy is more important for fresh graduates as their first medical plan. I know you get that question a lot from your clients as well. So, maybe you want to just take it away.
Yeah, because usually, most of the time that your first policy you get approached with life insurance plus medical insurance. So I'm a bit shocked that the time when the agent approached you, it was only life insurance. Usually they will attach it together because that's where it's important to get a medical insurance. Okay, so here's the thing. I would think that it is important to get a medical insurance for your first insurance policy. Mainly is because you just the medical expenses is really really high these days. Okay,
Yeah.
and then sometimes a lot of people think that, oh, I'm already covered by my company, so I don't even need it. Or the worst of all, they think that they are still young. I don't need a medical insurance. Life insurance is more important because they will think that, oh, I want to give some amount of money to my parents, my family members, which
Yes.
I kind of disagree with that because you just started working. How you're not earning that much, correct?
Yes.
So here's the thing lah. That's the point of this how do I say for the first medical insurance, you should be getting a medical insurance instead of a life
Life policy.
insurance or what.
Hmm.
Yeah. So here's the thing. There's different needs of life insurance based on each different life stages that you're going through. Okay. So as you can see here, you have when you're young and single, you only need actually a medical insurance or even a critical illness or a TPT insurance, which we actually mentioned it previously, correct? So
Hmm.
after that, we talk about how do I say, we talk about moving to another different stage of life, okay, where it's important to get other type of insurance. Let's say you're already getting a property, you got married and you have kids, then that time, okay, then you can think about life insurance also. But as you can see here, at different life stages, okay, different life stages, the most important thing is still your medical insurance, because medical insurance at each different stage, okay, you will still face it. Okay, chances of you going to hospital is getting higher. Even for me myself, okay, I'm a classic example. I just bought my life insurance policy 5 years ago and already admitted to hospital twice. So so here's the thing. People think that young people don't get sick often, but it's actually not true. Okay, it's just getting more and more common these days, I would say. So the most important first insurance that you should need to go for is your medical insurance. So there are a lot of people asking me also, hey Priscilla, I don't actually need medical insurance because I'm already covered by my company. Okay,
Yep.
so don't you think that if I buy now, buy a personal insurance myself, and then on the top of that, I have a medical insurance from my company, it's a bit redundant. Like I have to pay extra 200 per month or so just for something that I already have. But then I would then ask them, how sure are you that you will be with this company for the rest of your life? Because certain companies, yes, they do give very, very good insurance coverage or medical coverage, some of it even unlimited, okay? But how sure are you that you're going to be forever with this company? Okay, so the first point would be you should get it is because unemployment, okay, the one that I mentioned just now. And then
Yep.
also when you are in between jobs, okay, when you are taking a sabbatical leave or you just want to take some time off before jumping to another company, that point of time, the window period, what if something happened to you? So you might be thinking, yeah, it wouldn't be so coincidence one, okay? I mean, these things you will never know when will happen, correct? So
Yeah.
it's best to just get it. That's the purpose of insurance, to protect you when you don't know things like this will happen. And the third point is that some company, yes, they will tell you, oh, I have unlimited medical coverage for you. But okay, that is also based on the terms and conditions, and they can change it at any point of time. Okay, so certain companies I've heard before also, they only give a medical limit like 30,000 a year. 30,000 a year, to be honest, for you for common illnesses like maybe admit to hospital due to dengue or diarrhea or food poisoning, maybe that's enough. But if it's for a more serious condition, 30,000 is definitely not enough lah. If there is even
That's
more
true.
complication, 30,000 is just the basic ones. So you really need to know what is the coverage that they have, and even so, the coverage that you have right now is very nice, but it could change at any point of time. Due to, I mean, like, up to the employer's discretion. And number 4 is that if you were to rely on your employers, let's say lah, you work with this employer for 20, 30 years until you retire, okay?
Mhm.
And then you say that, oh, it's very good, I don't have to pay a single cent and all. This is very, very normal for the previous generation, for my parents' generation. Like, for example, my mom's company, they cover the entire family. So my dad's doesn't have a medical insurance because they think that, oh, mommy already got medical insurance, ma, I don't need to
Yeah.
pay. But then after I understand insurance and everything, I told my dad, hey, if you don't buy, okay, after mommy retire already, you're not going to get covered. I got no money, okay? Are you okay going to government hospital? If not okay, go and get yourself a medical insurance, okay? Just get
Yeah.
yourself medical insurance. At least when you are admitted to hospital, you get to go a private hospital. At least the service is fast and everything. You
Yeah.
don't have to wait for government hospital. So that took me few months, okay, to persuade him, and eventually he then decided to take it. So luckily lah, when he took it, he is still a standard life. Means to say, he is still healthy, no medical condition. So
All right.
that
That's
links
good.
to the last point. Okay,
Hmm.
a lot of people think that okay, I can get my medical insurance at any point of time, anytime I want. That is not exactly true, because it really depends on your medical condition.
True.
So here's a classic example for myself. Okay, when I started to work in an insurance company, when I was a management there, I took my own sweet time because I was in a product team. Okay, I took my own sweet time to look at which life insurance, which medical card, which company has the best coverage. So I just procrastinate, took my own sweet time doing some research, but then keep delaying it. Okay, until one point, there was one time I was working, then suddenly I experienced flashes. My eye experienced flashes. So I thought that nothing lah, no big deal. But then when I got home, I told my dad. Then my dad said, "Hey, let's rush you to emergency room." I said, "What's the big deal? It's just flashes." He said, "It could be retina detachment." because he experienced it when he was 31. At the point of time, I was only 23, 24. Then he told me it could be due to genetic. I could have it too. So we rushed to the emergency room in the middle of the night. And then at the point of time, I keep scolding myself. Okay, I say, why did I keep delaying my plans to get a medical insurance? I should just get it now and then. It's like, at the point of time, then I was like, oh, I already got this illness already. So I already know that chances of me getting a medical card would be very, very difficult. So, but still, I had to go to hospital to get it treated. Then when we looked at it, doctor looked at it, oh, it's not a big deal. It's just that you have migraine. So one of the symptoms is getting flashes.
That's good.
So I was like, really, really thankful, because then I straight away, okay, the next day, I just get an agent. Hey, I just want a medical card. Get me a high annual limit one. I sign it now and then. So thankfully,
Wake up call, that one.
Yes, it was totally a wake up call, because usually most of the people will realize the importance of insurance when it's already too late. So thankfully, it's already, it's not too late for me. So this is really a wake up call, and I hope that it will not come to that point of time for every one of you that still is thinking whether you should have a medical card when you still don't have one. So
That's
this is the 5 reasons you should get a medical insurance. Now, there are a lot of people also asking me, hey, Priscilla, I already have a medical card. My parents bought it for me last time but the medical limit is 100,000. Is it enough? So then I will tell them, okay, do you know our usual inflation is already 3%, correct? Yeah. But do you know what is something called medical inflation? Okay, so as you can see here from this chart, this is not some statistics that I'm trying to cheat you all or just scare you all, but it's proven, okay? As of 2020, okay, Malaysia is the second highest, followed by India. Okay, is it? Yeah, India. India at 12%.
Hong Kong, I think.
Yeah,
Vietnam is the last highest one.
No, as of 2020.
Oh, 2021. Yeah, you're right.
2021 projected, yeah. So as you can see, it's an alarming thing that medical inflation is growing double digit every year. So it is important, okay, to get a medical card because of the rising cost of medical expenses. So then do you think that 100,000 annual limit is sufficient? Do you think so, Pang?
Not in the next few years. I don't think so.
Yeah, not for next few years. But medical insurance is, as we mentioned, is to get it when you're still young. So that should actually last you for the next 20 to 30 years, correct?
Right.
At least 20 to 30 years. So before that, already have from this chart, as we can see, for the past 10 years, okay, the medical inflation rate has been almost at least from 8.9 to even 12.6. So it's growing every year. So let's take an example. Okay, if we were to take a 12% medical inflation, okay, and 20 years time, this is the statistic in 2013, this is the cost of all these treatment. So let's take coronary bypass for an example. Okay, so in 2013, okay, the lowest cost is about 25,000 to 80,000, and we take into consideration of 12% inflation in 20 years time. For the same treatment in 2033, it could cost, okay, up to 772,000. So let me ask you again, is 100,000 enough even in 20 years time? It's definitely not enough. 100,000 is just the bare minimum, okay? And so think about it. If you have 100,000 annual limit, okay, you really need to go and upgrade it. It is definitely not enough. And most importantly, you need to look at the lifetime limit. Most of the time, those 100,000 annual limit, they will have a lifetime limit, and it will reduce every year if every now and then you use your medical card. So it's really, really important to get a medical card at least 1 million annual limit and no lifetime limit. Yes, that is the most crucial one. As for from another, like for every diseases, because I noticed some companies, they impose a certain limit. Okay, let's say most common one is the kidney dialysis or cancer chemotherapy. They will impose a certain limit for those annual limit or even lifetime limit. So when you're looking through the product disclosure sheet, when agent is trying to tell you all these things, look at the limit for the
Right.
treatment. Yes, that is most important, because chemotherapy or kidney dialysis is something, if you get it, it's going to be a long-term thing, and the cost is actually very expensive. So
Yeah.
make sure there is no capping on it lah. Okay.
Nice.
Yep. So I think that's about it for the slides. That's the end of the slide where I tell every one of you to get a medical insurance when you are young, and also to tell you that if you are still holding 100,000 medical card, it is definitely not enough, and you should really talk to your agent to maybe upgrade it, and also, or maybe you can just buy it yourself through online insurance plan, so that you can actually save a bit of costs from paying your agent some of the commission.
Right. Cool. Honestly, I think it's really nice that you're sharing a lot of these things, and kind of telling people as well that everyone starts somewhere, and for some people it's like, for you it's personal experience, for me also personal experience as well, and we all had our wake up calls, and I mean, for me it was more like I realized that I could have saved quite a lot of money with having a medical insurance at a much earlier age when I first started working, because I think, like you said, like these days as well, medical inflation is no joke.
Yep.
It's like 12% if it's
Yep.
projected at that rate, and we're seeing this all the time, right? Like for me, I cover the news, and we are seeing this every few months. There's some stories of medical inflation, and they're saying it's a real thing, and we should always be prepared for it. So
Yep.
thanks a lot for sharing that, and for everyone else who are looking to see whether your insurance coverage is good enough, or more than that. Obviously, you're helping as a first line, I think, to start
Yes.
taking charge of your finances. There's RinggitPlus Financial Planner, our one-to-one financial planning service. So you can meet with Priscilla or any of our other licensed financial planners to get you to the starting point that you need, whether you're just starting out, obviously, or if you are already a seasoned planner yourself, and just looking to have someone to sound your ideas with, and to see whether you're on the right track. Having a financial planner is proven to be a really solid foundation for you to kind of propel yourself towards your financial goals. So do check it out. We have the QR code earlier just now, so you can just check it out, or in the comment section in this video. So thanks again, Priscilla, for sharing. Super nice talking and sharing all this experiences. I'll catch you guys. I'll catch you in the next episode. And for everyone else, I'll see you in the next episode.
Okay, bye guys. Bye everyone.